Hi, my name is Ken Spector with HappyCow, and I'm here in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Health, Healing, and Happiness Expo, and I'm here with Dr. Will Tuttle. He's written a book called The World Peace Diet. It's an Amazon.com bestseller, and he is an author, a composer, pianist, and a speaker who is heard internationally. He's also heard all over the internet in his various videos. Dr. Tuttle, how does the vegan diet affect the psychology of humans?
Yes, thank you. So basically, as I discussed in the World Peace Diet, Ken, eating animal foods, being forced to do that from the time we're little children is not good for our psychology, for our emotional stability, for our capacity to be sensitive to the sufferings of others. It really represses our natural wisdom and compassion, being forced as little infants to participate in rituals, mealtime rituals, where we're eating the flesh of the animals who are abused and killed, and the secretions of those animals, dairy products, and eggs. And so once we move toward a plant-based diet, a vegan diet, especially when we do it for compassion for animals, then we open the doors for our psychology to begin to heal, our emotions to begin to reconnect with our emotions and our feelings and our sensitivity, and we begin to take the armor off. Our natural self-confidence can begin to flow again, our natural self-respect, because when we're not respecting other beings, we're not going to really respect ourselves. And I think eating animal foods essentially reduces not only our natural wisdom and compassion, but also our natural self-respect. So I think it's very important for us to understand these things, whether we're vegans or whether we're pre-vegans, and as we move toward a plant-based diet for ethical reasons, to also understand the reasons why, that when we cause suffering to other beings, we're simply going along with a cultural program that is not in our best interest. So one of the things that going vegan does, I think, psychologically, is it helps build our character. We have to go against the current of not only our own programming, but the programming of our society as well. The other thing I want to emphasize is that when we go vegan, it's important for us to make an effort to understand the big picture of our culture's food system. And I go into this in the World Peace Diet quite a bit, but the basic idea is that in the beginning, we're usually pretty shallow in our understanding, and it's quite easy to fall back into be eating meat and dairy again because the doctors or our friends and family or the boss or whoever it is makes life difficult for us. But if we are able to persevere through that, we very often come to what I refer to as the second stage of veganism, which is the angry vegan stage, because now we're angry because people, we understand, why don't they get it? I went vegan, why don't they go vegan? Don't they care? We get outraged and angry. So it's very important, I think, for us to move beyond that stage, because that's not a good stage to be in, and not to move into the other stage, which very often happens, which is the closet vegan stage. So then, if being angry is so miserable, then I just won't tell anybody I'm a vegan, and I'll just hide it and not let anybody know, and then maybe they'll leave me alone. That's also not satisfying and healthy either. So the third, or I think there's multiple stages actually beyond these, beyond the shallow stage, the angry stage, the closet stage, and these are what I refer to as deep veganism, where we are actually understanding the whole picture at a much deeper level. We realize that people are programmed to eat animal foods. We're not opposing them. We're seeing together that even as a vegan, I've been in many ways programmed by my society, and so we realize that veganism is essentially a path of psychological and spiritual growth where we're adopting a whole new way of relating, not only to animals, but to other people and to ourselves, and we're being a force for compassion and healing and radical inclusion, and we realize that veganism is really nothing to be proud of. It's simply coming home to our own heart, to our true nature, and seeing beings when we see beings rather than seeing things. And to be effective as vegan advocates, we're called to live this understanding at a deep level, which basically means to understand our cultural programming so we're not being so competitive and judgmental and shaming other people and getting angry and all that, to really have compassion and kindness for everyone. This is the path of veganism. It's really, to me, an enormously positive thing. It's something anyone can engage in, and I think the more of us do it, we have to. It's critical times we live in, Ken. I think We all know that in our bones. It's time for us to make these kinds of positive changes. And veganism is really a path of liberation, of awakening, and fundamentally of empowerment. It's empowering and getting out of the prison of being a consumer, only caring about myself, but to actually have compassion for animals, future generations, hungry people, ecosystems, slaughterhouse workers, and really for even other people who are eating animal foods, have compassion for them and realize that as we live our life with joy and abundance and with delicious food and so forth, and support that, we are making the most positive difference anyone can make in our planet today. So thank you all for listening, and thank you, HappyCow, for the great work you're doing to help bring the vegan message to the masses, to everyone. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Will. I'm Ken with HappyCow. This is Dr. Will Tuttle, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.